I'm doing a little separate live here because we've had a lot of questions today in regards to army crawling. Milestone, please. Army crawling is not a milestone. It just isn't. Why? Let me explain it to you. I know there's plenty of posts out there that there's 7 types of crawling. No, there's not. There's 1. Everything else is a deviation. A deviation to me is not a milestone. It's not a functional movement. Your child cannot do the movement that is necessary, and they're finding a different way of doing it. I know we all want locomotion in that first meal, and I'm not here just to find fault. What I'm here to just show the difference. A child that's army crawling, right, is a child most likely that had a gap somewhere in the rolling over stage, and therefore grabbing the feet were a little bit difficult, and there's no way that child is coming to sitting through their back. What they're doing is they're rolling over and then pushing up until all 4s. So when a child right here is again, they've rolled over from both sides and gone right into an STNR, that kind of thing, not rolled over with the head and then pick their head up. That already is an army crawl warning. Right? They grab their feet, they're able to grab their feet and pump, right? This is not a grab the foot, right? What they're doing is starting to articulate, very similar to ATNR. The grabbing of the feet pumps and opens up the pelvic region, okay? And that's at 4.5 months. 4.5 months too, also, you should have the pubic bone strike where your child's bouncing and getting nice pubic bone strike. Army crawling kiddos don't have that. Okay, now at 5.5 months, you can prop an independent sitting. That's one thing. An independent sitting, first of all, needs to be not, ooh, come to midline, I want it, come to midline. It needs to be crossing midline. That's what starts to happen to now opening up the pelvis successfully, is your child can cross midline, not coming to midline. Right? From there, at 6.5 months, your child can roll to sitting in both directions and get up. And from rolling to sitting, what happens is from here now they can come in and be right into all 4s. And that's what all 4s is. And so from all 4s, then they just take off and crawl. When a child cannot come to sitting through their back, right, through the side, through their back, they roll over and then they start pushing up. This is about as far as they can get, or they can get about here, and then they go in and they'll start army crawling. There's variations of it. One boy today army crawled with literally, he pulled and dragged his legs. You know, you want to at least see that there's some kind of a pre-crawl going on there. And again, you want to start working on that pubic bone strike more so where they're coming to sitting course. But that's the difference in the deviations and how the milestones are coming to be. They're taking away sitting as a milestone. They certainly don't address coming to sitting. Most professionals think that if you can prop a baby in sitting, that counts. It doesn't. You have to come to sitting through their back. It's a huge milestone. It's what's needed to go into riding a bicycle, you know, this is looking at your paper and looking up the teacher and coming back again. Your academics so need all this sort of thing. And, you know, I'm not here to nitpick, but if you're going to ask, I am going to give you the information you need, because you have a right to learn. Your daughter and everybody's doing amazing. You know, we want locomotion, but I want everyone's child at whatever age they decide to, I want to do something or I don't want to do something, because they decide to with intellect. Not because they can't, because they're too clumsy, don't have enough skills, you know what I mean? They're just struggling. Right now, to get in and to make these minor changes is a lifetime of change. And so, yes, I'm not a fan of army crawling, and it can be prevented, but more so, it is a deviation. What are we doing about the deviations to correct the way that people present on that? That's basically it in a nutshell. Thanks.